Hey everybody, this is My Collectibles coming back with a hot list for October 2023, later October. And I'm going to give you the ones that have been on the rise the most lately here and give you some ones, of course, that are cold as well. And I'm going to show you a comic at the end of this video that will likely never come to Veve, which will then, of course, affect the prices of the top comic in the app all time for sure. And then I want to hear your thoughts about what you're going after as well, and give you some thoughts about how to approach this kind of thing when stuff does go up, because you got to be careful and you got to pick the right time to get in. So anyway, if you do like this video, make sure you hit like and comment down below. Let me know if you have any of these or if there's others that I missed that you think are going to be rising or doing really well right now. There's not a ton on the collectible side, but there's a few recent ones from the comic side that are really interesting for sure. And if you want to join this channel as a member, make sure you join up, get your free Drophead NFT, get into my comic book rewards programs. And later this month, I have my vampire rewards and zombie rewards, which are themed collectibles and comics based upon those types of, Halloween monsters, from my drop heads, and have my comic rewards as well coming up next week. So let's get into this, you guys. This is the hot list so far, because things can jump at any moment depending on announcements. Now, Secret Wars number 8. This one here has just jumped onto the scene, and it started off a little bit slow, and it is now picked up steam, you guys. Where it goes from here, I think it goes even higher, but just be careful, just watch the floors. But right now, all variants are doing really well. 411 listed only remaining as people eat this one up. The common went from about 6, it's up to 12, and I think it's going to climb a bit more. Maybe I was predicting around 15 or so in that range where it should settle in, of course. And of course, the secret rare, it went up to 300 now. And you can see that this one is very scarce, very popular. And it's one of those comics that, people love the cover, and they've just been slowly, it's not slowly, they've been quickly eating this one up. So we'll see where it goes from here. I've stacked a bunch myself. You're not going to see me selling these on the floor. I'm going to be holding these ones long-term. It has a Spider-Man 300 feel to me, where it's popularity and the rise of a comic with a great cover, and it's more scarce in Veve than it is in the real world. So it's quite an amazing comic for sure. So let's keep watching this one. The other one that's come out with the Comic-Con exclusive from New York City, this is the X-Men number 1. And this one has also been climbing. The common's gone from 21 to 27 in just the last day or so as people gobbled this one up. Now, the one to watch on this one, I think, is the ultra rare. That one's at 80 right now, and it was at about 65 to 70 just a day or two ago. Now it's up to 80 as people gobbled it up. That also is about 500 editions, and this is one of those all-time grails. I was predicting this one to be up in the range of 35 on the common or so. It's coming up to 27 now, so it's climbing. Even during this time when people don't have a ton of gems to spend, they're still buying this comic because it is one of the best on the app for sure. So keep watching this one. 740 total listed across all varieties right there. Now, this is another one, the Comic-Con exclusive. The Addiction comic is actually on fire as well. And these are just only the Veve cover variants. This one right here is the ultra rare, the blue one. The uncommon is the red one. Of course, there's 229 total listed of all varieties, so it's very scarce. But the ultra rare went from about 12 to 24 gems. That's the blue one here. The uncommon is up to about 8 or so, but there's only like 2 listings and 2 or 3 listings. Then it goes to 10 again, because that one actually rose up to about 12. So just watch your entry points if you want to get this. But this is one comic that people really do like, and they've been putting it away. Of course, I have a couple of physicals to give away on the channel, but it's a very successful of the Veve versions of the covers here. Really quite amazing what's going on with this one. So really check that out. Now, the pencil of Wreck-It Ralph has actually had a resurgence in the last day or two here because of the announcement that Veve had where they're doing the snapshot. And of course, the whole desk thing and everything, it cooled off a lot. This one went down to like 40 to 42. Now it's back up to like 54. So in 10 gems or so as people have bought some more. 139 listed. Now, this is one to be careful on, Okay, because there's people who have a bunch of these and the price has gone up a bit. So unless you're going for the desk, I would stay away from this one, in the market, because I do think after that whole thing, this thing comes down big time. So just be careful. But it is hot right now. This is just my opinion. You guys do whatever you want, not financial advice, just my opinion about it. But I'm just watching this one closely. What I'm really watching are the other pencils, and have seen if they're going to go up, because they've kind of stayed pretty much where they're at right now. The Tinkerbell one, I think, is still at 13. So watch those. There could be some good opportunities there. And if you want to get the whole set of these and go after that desk, there's something going on with that desk. It's got to be more than just a desk, but we don't know until then. So I don't like to make decisions on things until I really know exactly what's going on with them. But you guys do what you're going to do. If you're going for the desk, great luck on that. I do not have the pencils right now. I am getting that other one coming my way, but I'm not buying this one. I'm just waiting to see what happens. But it is on fire, so that's why it's on the list. Now, another one that's actually gone up too, this is crazy as well, is the secret rare of Luke Skywalker. Now, one of the reasons is the floor is so thin on this, and it only takes a couple of sales for it to jump up, but it went down to about 850, even around 800 at one point. Now it's back up to 1175 because there's just not enough to really have this floor really fall out from underneath. People who own it, like myself, aren't really selling it. And, so you can really sneak in and grab one here and there if it goes back down, and it'll pop back down to 800 again, maybe lower one or two listings, then it pops right back up. So this one's actually been doing really well lately again, which is quite something. The scarcity of these, that's what you got to really focus on during this time, in my opinion. Ones that have super scarce numbers like this, I mean, the floor can't fall right out from under you for sure. Right now, this is another strange one. This is Mysterio's Ultra Rare, and this is actually a New York Comic-Con from 2022. This is an exclusive from that time. And this one is also quite scarce, okay? So there's only 16 listed. It went from 45 to 65 really quickly, as I think a few people have either delisted this one, it just maybe randomly delisted, or a couple people bought them. I'm not exactly sure, but it has jumped up like 20-something gems, in a very short period of time. So this is another beauty right here. I actually got this one back in my collection a couple weeks ago, right around 40. So I was super happy. Actually, it was around 39 or so. I was really happy to pick it back up in my collection at that point. And now it's up to 65. So I'm just keeping it because this is another scarce one with a beautiful animation. Things like this are going to happen. So just make sure you're keeping your eyes open on some of your favorites, because once they've dropped down to these low levels, you might be able to snag one and then it could jump right back up just with delistings alone, so just watch this one for sure. Now, what's cold right now? Well, there's a lot of stuff that is cold right now, but here are some ones that I picked out as significant. The Todd Batman under 500, and there's a decent amount of listings right there. We'll see where that goes from here, but that is really quite low, you guys, if you're looking to get a Todd. The Veve logo, the gold and silver, is now under 5,000. You remember during the Comic-Con, it vaulted all the way up to like 6,000 and higher. But, this is what's going to happen with that. In between events, unless people really hold on to it, you'll probably see it drop even further. I'm thinking it might go down to the 3,000 range. If you want to snag one, that's my plan, is to look and wait until it gets into that range and maybe pick one up then, when it drops a bit lower, right? So keep your eyes on that one. Usually between events, it does fall for sure, right? The Miles hoodie, which I actually just picked up, right around this price as well, at about $290, I think is what I picked it up at. No, $275, sorry. Only like about a week ago. It's at $295 to $300, right in that range. So that's a great entry price if you ask me. I got it at $275. So if it goes a bit lower, then you have a good chance to get in on that one. One of the greatest, of course, there's only a couple of listings, and it's back up to like 400 or 500. So it's very thin floors as well. The Vader Ultra Rares at $339. As it kind of holds in that area there. It went under 400. Now it's kind of in there. So if you don't have a Vader Ultra Rare, times are getting close to, but maybe you'll pick one of those up for sure, because it is one of the nicest collectibles we have on Veve. The Stan Lee Secret Rare is now at 200 as well, as it continues to slowly drop. I have that one as well. I picked that one up a long time ago. It's a cute one. It's sitting in my collection. But if you don't have one, I've seen people, posting on X about how they finally got one because the price is right. It's also quite a scarce one as well. There's only like 500 or 600 of those. So it's another one with the floor is thin. Now, the AF-15, Amazing Fantasy 15 Secret Rare. There's a listing at 6,888, which is crazy. There's only a few listed there. Then it's right back up to 8, 9, 10,000. So, sometimes you'll be able to get one right there. And I do have a comic book news right here about one that will never come to the app, most likely. That will affect AF15. So stay tuned for just a minute for that. But watch the listings on all of these. Are they thin floors? Then that's a good opportunity for you to get in. If there's a whole bunch listed, then you know that it really has a downtrend, like a Todd Batman or a Vader Ultra Rare. Those ones actually have a lot listed, in that range that I'm showing you here. So you know that that is a big downtrend. Some of them, like this, the AF15 Secret Rare, that one is 1 or 2 listed at the most, and then it's right back up. So just watch the floors when you're making decisions. Now, here is a little bit of news for you, So this comic right here, Captain America #1, will likely never come to Veve. Okay, so this is coming from, Veve staff members who said that the subject matter on this one is probably too delicate for Marvel. So it's not confirmed that it will never come, but this is what I'm hearing, that it's going to be tough. Specifically, that's the quote. It's going to be tough for this one to come to Veve because of the subject matter on the cover. So, we may never get this Captain America comic. So then when you look at, AF15 as a secret rare over there, if I had the gems for it, that's my ultimate goal, is to grab that one. You know how I am about AF15, the common, the uncommons, and all the rest of them. The secret rare right there could be gold, because a lot of people think that if this comic comes, it's the only one that in the world that could rival AF15 on Veve, if they have the same edition sizes, right? For sure. But this comic is likely never to show up. And I was predicting this one, hopefully predicting this one, at the San Diego Comic-Con, and then of course at the New York City Comic-Con, hoping that they would drop this grail right here. But then I've heard that because of the subject matter, it is likely never to show up, potentially on Veve. So that is not a confirmation, but that's what I'm hearing, you guys. We'll see what happens. I hope they do release it one day, but probably not, right? So the next thing you have to ask yourself here is, what's next to pump? If you're looking at the market and stuff like that, well, just know that the Veveverse is confirmed to be a second wave of either 500 to 1,000 people by the end of October or early November. That's what we've heard at New York City Comic-Con. If you watch my little short with Dan Carruthers from Veve, you can go to my channel, watch it. He said that that's right around the time they're going to allow the next wave in. And when that happens, Veveverse related items are going to pump, like Avengers Tower pumped last time and things like that. So keep your eyes on that stuff. I did a video about what pumped after last time. You can check that out as well. But that's probably the next time we're going to pump on something for sure, right? But anyway, that was my hot list, you guys. You guys let me know what you think about these and if you're going after them for sure. And keep your eyes on the market for other great stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash like if you did, comment down below. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.